What's up, everybody? This is Crazy Crypto Joe, Blue Collar Crypto, Dr. Biteball, and Big Joey himself coming at you with another video about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Let's just get right to it right here. You guys have all seen this chart. Every Bitcoin guru and every social media platform has been looking at this chart, and most of them have been taking their little arrows and whatnot and drawing something like this. We've all seen it, haven't we? We've all seen it. And we've all seen the back and forth about we're in this little consolidation, like, you know, a neutral triangle, and we're coming to the more and more narrow, and it's going to break out and it's going to go one way or it's going to go the other way. If you listen to some guys on the YouTube, like maybe Crypto Sniper, they're very bearish. They're saying it's going to go down. They make a very compelling argument. And then you go over to Crypto Jeb's channel, and he has you convinced that, guys, we're never going to break 6,000. Just not going to happen. I don't believe it. We're going to see a short whatever. I don't want to get really deep into the technical analysis here, but suffice to say the last few days of Bitcoin have not been very encouraging at all, especially these last few candles. We had this little rally here, and everyone was getting excited. You know, the end of October, we're sitting at 62.50 about, and we rally up, and it looks like, hey, we're ready to break out of this, downtrend. We had this little bull flag here. We're going to break out, and then bang, the market just came back. And now we're coming back down, and we're really heading south through the 6200s today and getting it in a little tighter. Let's take to the hour chart. We're getting a nice little bounce off of about 62.60. This is the Coinbase exchange. And, you know, this very well could be a bottom associated with this downtrend. But it's hard to say. In the angle of this correction, I don't want to get into all the technicals, but I'm inclined to think that at least in the short term, this is going to be bearish. But guys, if you're in this for the long term, bearish is what you want to see, because ultimately that gives you more time in your personal life to make money and invest to get better dollar cost average across the market. But let's talk about what might happen if Bitcoin, you know, breaks to the downside and ultimately crashes through that all-important bottom of $6,000. So this $6,000 bottom is so important because, take it to the weekly, is it corresponds to about the point where we entered the complete mania phase of the market. We had this build up here, and then if you took it back to the daily, we saw it rocket up, then boom, all the way back down to mania. So let's just draw our horizontal ray right here. And you see it corresponds to the bottom. If we cannot hold that, then we're falling. Where is the next bottom going to be? On the weekly chart, that looks scary because it's way down here. And as you can see, that's 4,500. Now, it is entirely possible that Bitcoin could break to the downside and come and touch 4,500 before kind of stabilizing in this range to constitute a longer but healthy accumulation phase. Now, guys, I don't think it's going to go quite that low because I think there's a little more upward momentum than that, even if we do see a more temporary move to the downside. So you go on the daily here, and you see we got a little, maybe something in this area. Anyway, so long story short, my best guess is that we're going to see a break to the downside, perhaps a kind of quick sell-off, maybe going quickly down through the 5,000s. And about 5,500 becoming a new sort of low, and this being a range where it trades for a few months. We got to give this market time to recover. I think this is going to be the final sort of bear sell-off before the real accumulation phase. I think this was a bit of a teaser, and this is the last enthusiast from the mania phase getting shaken out, and when the big whales and the big accumulators get back in and start accumulating. So, hey, if you're in this for long haul, this is great news. You get a good dollar cost average. Now, let's talk about what I think is going to be a much bigger opportunity in 2019. Let's just get rid of my lines there. This is Zcash. Now, Zcash is a much newer coin, and it's available on Gemini, so it's easily available to anyone in the United States. And more importantly, it has the Coinbase listing to be thing going on. It's on the short list of coins that Coinbase is considering, and you guys have probably already seen this article and whatnot, but needless to say, Zcash is on that list. And being listed on Coinbase can change everything. You know, just remember what happened with Ethereum when it was sitting at about, you know, $10 a coin. It gets on Coinbase and then absolute rocket ship. And when you do a comparison of the market cap at the time, and this is interesting. Okay, we go to Ethereum. All right, and give us a little better visual perspective. We'll go to the log chart. But back in, let's see, where are we at here? November of 2016, the market cap of Ethereum was very comparable to the current market cap of Zcash. We got our Coinbase listing, and, well, you guys know the rest. Now, I'm not saying this type of movement is going to happen with Zcash simply on a Coinbase listing, but guys, this is $10, about $10, and this is 1,000. This is 100x. I'm not saying Zcash is going to do 100x. Imagine if it just did 2x, or 5x, which in crypto is entirely possible. So, needless to say, which I say a lot, I think we have the potential here because I think we have a good signal of a double bottom, which here and here. So we'll draw our little ray just like that. And let's take into account some of the downtrend. So let's get a trend of tops at a down angle like so. And maybe go to the weekly just to get a little better perspective on those lines. Okay, there seems to be, with the weekly, a little more solid downtrend of more averages that goes like that. And let's tighten this one up just a little bit. There we go. You know, you can't be too perfect about this, but a little bit of a channel here, a bearish channel I'll call it, but who knows. And then what's more encouraging, or at least was until this giant red effing candle, but I think everything's a little red today. It's because Bitcoin affects everything. But a little something like this. So, and during this little, I suppose, a little bit of accumulation, we have top like that. Excuse me while I draw lines here. So, what I think we have going on here with Zcash, and of course, Bitcoin can drag the market down, but you already see what I'm doing here, don't you? Go like that. And we can hope that we stay on the right side of this angle here and eventually start heading upward. Because here's what we're basically hoping for. If Bitcoin, you know, drops by maybe 10-15% and then holds there for the next 6 months, Zcash can trade decent or better against Bitcoin. Because you got to think, you know, it's new to the exchange, it's this and that. And guys, I'm getting a phone call, so I need to just cut this video right short and get up off here. All right.